Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all having a great day. Today at the Healthy Zone we are going to make my golden milk. I drink this within my intermittent fasting time frame, closer towards the evening after dinner. Why do I drink this? Because I have a lot of inflammation, and ginger and turmeric are both excellent for inflammation. And we want to make it taste good though, because these two ingredients together, they don't really taste very good. So I have played around with several recipes I've found, and I kind of came up with my own that even Louis says is good. So we are going to make it for you today. So let's get started. I am going to use Califia toasted coconut almond milk. This is unsweetened, no carrageenan, brand new bottle. Let me open it up. We are going to pour 1 cup of this coconut milk into our pan. Just like that. I have my pan on a medium-low for now. We will turn it up in a little bit. Okay, so let's add some cracked pepper. You need to have pepper to help the turmeric absorb. So I have just taken some pepper, and I took about, I'd say 1/4 teaspoon whole, and crushed it up, so that is going to go in there. I'm going to take 1 cinnamon stick, and I use the Simply Organic cinnamon stick, or I would use the Frontier Co-op also. That goes in there. Now this is my secret ingredient. I am going to add a Star Anise. I absolutely love the flavoring. This is kind of like a chai latte. So we're going to put that in. Then I am going to add a tablespoon of coconut oil. Alright, there we go with the coconut oil. Next up we are going to add some honey. You can use maple syrup, you can use plain honey, raw honey, whatever you want. I like this vanilla bean infused honey, so I am going to just squeeze in just about a tablespoon. Okay, so our honey is in. Now I'm going to add just a pinch more of vanilla, because I do love the flavoring the vanilla infuses in. So just a pinch of vanilla. You can use vanilla extract if you like. I love this Wild vanilla powder. I love everything from the Wild company. Okay, so now I'm going to take my microplane, and you can use a small one, large one. It has little ginger hairs in it. I'm going to actually, now you can slice this thinly, your turmeric, and you want about 1 inch knob. So I'm going to do like maybe half of this. I just rinse it. I don't take the skin off because I'm going to strain this later. So I'm just going to grate some turmeric into this milk. Again, you can just thinly slice if you'd like. I don't take the skin off because there's nutrients in there, so I just leave it on. And that's about what I'm going to leave behind. Make sure that you get all of that in there. So just tap it a little bit, and then just take your spoon and scrape out the extra. You want all of that in there. This is what's going to make the milk look golden, my friends. Alright, so now we're going to take this is a very large size of ginger. I incorporate ginger tea a couple times a day actually into my diet for inflammation. So I'm just going to take this over, and be very careful when doing this because the pan is hot, so make sure that you're really, if you have to do this off the burner because you're not real familiar with it, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do about 1 inch of the ginger, and the reason why I like to grate it, it infuses the ginger flavor a little bit better, I think, than slicing, but you can go ahead and slice it. So we've got our ginger in there now. Okay, so here we have all of our main ingredients. Now I am going to add about 1/2 cup of water. I don't like too much water in it. It thins it down too much for my liking. So now we're going to take a whisk, and we're going to whisk this all together. And now I want to turn up the flame just slightly to a medium-high now, and I want to bring this to a soft boil. You don't want to bring it to a blood-curdling boil. but you do want to bring a little bit of bubbles to it. So we're going to allow that to happen. And I think I'll leave it on and just fast forward it a little bit. Okay, so you can see right around the edges there's just a soft boil starting. Alright, now I want to turn this down to low or simmer. So now that I've turned it down to just a simmer, I'm going to allow this to stay for 10 minutes on a simmer, but I am going to come and whisk it every now and then just to make sure nothing's burning on the bottom. It shouldn't if you turn it down to a simmer. So now allow this to simmer for 10 minutes, which I'm going to do, and I will be back. I did want to mention, if you are not able to find fresh turmeric, then go ahead and use a powdered form of it. I like the Wild Turmeric Powder because it's gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, paleo, and organic. You get a very large bag of it. Sometimes, and I'll do it right now just to show you, even when I'm using fresh, I will take just a pinch of the powdered and add it in. Then I will give it a quick stir. Now, if you do use powder, you will have to stir your beverage before drinking because the powder does settle to the bottom a little bit. That's why I prefer to use the fresh, but I understand that fresh is not easy to find. Wegmans does carry it, Whole Foods carries it. I'm quite sure that in the fresh market probably carries it. And it comes in several different, there's the Melissa brand, and then there's the Frida brand or Frida brand. If you look hard enough, you'll find it someplace at a health food store, I'm quite sure. And I don't find it to be extremely expensive or anything like that, okay? So we're leaving it for 10 minutes so that all of the flavors infuse and we get the most out of that ginger and turmeric. All right, my friends, we are back, and my golden milk has now infused beautifully with all of the flavors that I've added. So now, I'm going to be honest, what I normally do is I make this in the morning, and then I will take a mason jar with its lid, and I will pour the contents of my pan in here, put the top on, and I will put it in the refrigerator until night because I want to infuse the anise and the cinnamon stick even more. So I let it all just sit in the fridge all day, and then just before I want it, I will just heat it up. But I want to show you how I do serve it to myself. Okay, so you'll need a strainer, a small one, and you're just going to set it over your cup. Take your pan and pour your mixture, oops, and try not to make too much of a mess like I just did. Anyway, we are going to pour that into our cup. And I'm actually going to save this because I am going to put it in the jar. So we don't want to make too much of a mess, so I'm just going to put my little towel around. So now, this is optional. I toast coconut. This is unsweetened coconut. I will toast it, and I will just sprinkle a small amount on the top of it. And then I will take just a dab more of cinnamon. You know I love cinnamon. And we're just going to sprinkle a little bit on the top, and you have a golden milk latte that is just beautiful and so healthy, especially if you are someone who has a lot of inflammation in your body. I am going to add that I find when drinking this, I drink it before 8 p.m. always. And usually it's around 7-ish because it does have honey in it, so I want to burn a little bit of that sugar off, but before I go to sleep. But I find that I'm sleeping better when I drink the golden milk. I don't know if I'm imagining it in my head, but I do feel that I'm sleeping better. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and more recipes will come, my friends. Enjoy your golden milk. This can be, I consider it a latte. This is my latte. Of course, you can change the milk you use it with. If you don't like coconut, I like the toasted coconut, but you can use regular milk, you can use almond milk, you can use cashew milk, you can use soy milk if you like the taste of soy. I do not. You don't have to add the coconut. You don't have to add the anise. If you don't add the anise, add a little bit more cinnamon to it. Or you could use some nutmeg. Sprinkle it with nutmeg on the top if you're someone who loves nutmeg. But I find that this is so good. It's so flavorful. And I like the fact that there are healthy ingredients in here fighting inflammation in the body. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. We are living life here. So go out in the world, be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bon appetit! Or I shouldn't say bon appetit. I should say cheers, my friend. Cheers!